Test, test. Test, 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 test. All right. Literally just sat down. Turned on my computer. Ran to the bathroom. Showered. Just got back from work and I sat down. Clicked OBS. Hit record. All right. So, kind of a long day, it looks like. 10 a.m. comes in. We kind of enter this range, slow uptrend sort of thing. I think people are still trying to trade back to another side. We're not treating this as an overall uptrend. There's a lot. It is a trending day, but the fact that people are still trying to trade back down to these lows, what it feels like. Or back to even these lows. I don't know if you can see that. Makes it feel different. All right, let's go ahead and just treat it the way we've been treating our normal trades. All right, we had a double top here, first entry. Nothing there actually. Swing low, first entry, second entry. Overall downtrend, buy right there. So a lot of resistance there though to make the overall trend the other direction. So it looks like this is going to be treated as a trending day. You have a swing low, first entry, second entry. I would have honestly sold here because the overall trend becomes up at that part. But since it's a trending day and then we push down lower, it's a tough one, that's for sure. It was a tough day. So this didn't behave normally. It wasn't a swing low, first entry, second. There's a ton of resistance. So we're going to have to account for the fact that this is a trending day. And when you break below there, that level of resistance, and you stop people out, that move becomes a little bit different. So we're going to treat this as a trending day as opposed to a range day. So it's a little bit different. I don't know if we have any notes on that, but it is a little bit different. Spikes that happen with overall trend will have more FOMO than usual. Okay, so spikes that happen with overall uptrend. So the overall trend is up now, and if we have a spike in that, there'll be a lot more FOMO in that direction. So buying with the spikes is what we want to do. So swing high, first entry. I think this move here has a lot of FOMO. We're gonna go for the buy here. Make sure we're on the right account. Think so. Yep. Okay. Alrighty. It's gonna drop this right here. Huge. I would say that's a spike. So it's gonna have a lot more FOMO than usual, due to the fact that it's with the overall uptrend. And this is for normal trending days. Well, we'll see actually. Huge spike down as well. So this is definitely going to be a different thing going on here. Let's see. We're going to treat it as an overall downtrend. If I could just get my order here. All right, fill the tick light. Nice. Oh boy. Goodbye. So it was just an overall downtrend. The reason being it's a downtrend is because it's huge spikes down. It's huge moves. So in this case, if it's big moves in both directions, you got to go with the overall move. And in this case, it was a downtrend. Yeah, so just if it looks like a spike but isn't a spike with FOMO, you treat it as an overall downtrend. It's a weird one, but it was a good buy. Definitely, we couldn't sell there at all. So the buy there is the best play right there. And that was a pretty good trade. A little bit outside of our rules because we say, oh, if it hasn't been tested a couple times, then you should be selling. The overall trend is still up, but that's not the case here because you have strong moves in both directions. So that's something we're gonna have to absolutely integrate into these days because if you notice that there's a lot of difficulty with the, it's not an obvious range day, but it's a slow trending day. But if you have a lot of FOMO in both directions, you're going to have to go with the overall move. I think I like that a whole lot. If you have FOMO in both directions. So maybe we can, if setups yet. All right. So if you have FOMO in both directions, overall trend will become the biggest move or where the market looks like it's going from an obvious view. So if the market looks like it's going down, that becomes the overall trend. So I don't want to just keep creating rules here, but that's not what we're doing. We're just we're trying to put into words the things I think and the things that I'm trying to integrate into here with the FOMO and everything that we're trading, because a lot of the things we've traded has been successful. That like not this week, but not even the week before, but the previous 2 weeks, like we were extremely successful, and we did a lot of things that were outside of the rule book, but it's and mainly because it was a lot more easier to trade. But nonetheless, like we did a lot of stuff that was outside of the rule book, and just putting all that stuff down onto paper, I think hopefully can help us become more successful. So we got one trade, which is not too bad. I'm going to read this one more time. If you have FOMO, so no, well, all we have is this swing low here. If you have FOMO in both directions, this for trending days, of course, not necessarily strong. I have no idea how to spell necessarily. That's gonna be my best attempt. I don't know. Not necessarily strong. Overall trend becomes the biggest move, or where the market looks like it's going from an obvious view. So if the market looks like it's going down, that's the overall trend. Yeah. And has bars to support it. All right. Because a lot of times people just like to read and say, "Oh, the market's gonna go down right now," even though it looks like it's been on a spike. Like, it's like from an obvious point. Like if it looks like it's going up, then overall trend is up. Stuff like that. Not necessarily apply these rules lightly. Think about FOMO highly, I would suggest. I think. I'm not sure. All right, doesn't look like there's any trade so far. Yeah. All right, this move could potentially have FOMO. Potentially. It has a lot of room to correct here. So there could be room for FOMO. A lot of the buyers are going to hold on to their positions in hopes that this is going to correct. Yeah. So we do have a new swing low, though. We did just bounce off these lows, but this doesn't become an overall uptrend yet, because we haven't tested it in a while, and we only tested it one time. If we come back and test it a bunch of times, and there's the second test, it might push through here. New swing low again. All right, there's the double test. Overall trend could be up here. All right, we're going to treat overall trend up because you have all that support and you have a double bottom there / a double test after a huge push. Yeah, we're going to treat it as an overall uptrend, I think. Yeah, that's a good amount of support there. Yep. Well, at least you can fast forward the video and see whether or not I'm wrong. I just realized how dark I am. Let's put some light into here. All right, that's a little bit better, I think. All right, we did a triple test here, but the biggest move is down, so this is going to be extremely interesting. We did break lower, so we're going to treat this as an overall downtrend, because a lot of the times on a trending day, a lot of that gets overwritten saying this is an overall uptrend, because we did break lower there. Yeah. So we're going to go for the buy here, actually. Overall trend becomes up. Biggest move. I want to sell so bad. Buy here so bad, but we're gonna go for the sell. As much as I want to buy here, we're gonna go for the sell. Wow. Wowie, wowie, wow. Overall trend is up for sure. Let's go ahead and move this guy. All right. we got in a little bit better position. That was a quick shroud click right there. I don't think if I wasn't playing Valorant, I would have not been able to done that just now. Do that just now. Yeah, good trade. So overall trend is up. Not a spike with FOMO, because if people are suspecting some sort of correction here, huge downtrend, huge spike up, people are not worried about, oh, the market's just going to skyrocket here and just keep shooting on up. That's not a possibility in the back of their minds. It's there, but like not like doesn't have a good chance. And so that just becomes an overall uptrend. You have a ton of support there to turn that into the other direction. I was hesitant at first, but the fact that we bounced there 3 times and it wasn't that much of a push, and especially with that strong uptrend right there. All right, so now we have this spike here. Looks like overall uptrend is still up, but could be down now with this strong push down. There's nothing to indicate the overall downtrend except for this huge move here. We're going to treat it as an overall uptrend, so we're going to go for the sell, and we're going to go for a non-avi. This might be something hard to do, but we're going to do our best. We haven't pushed down and made a new low yet. I want to push down first before we place our order in. If it pushes up here, we are not taking a trade. And not taking a trade. That's right. All right, 2 trades. We're going to try and go for 4. It's very unlikely, but practice is practice, right? And if we hit 0, that's where we'll stop. We won't go all the way to negative 20, whatever, negative 30. Yeah. But I want to hit my goal 30. I want to stay in the green at least. Trade until we hit 30. We'll see. I don't know. I just have a bad habit of not knowing when to stop when I'm day trading. Like I'm not gonna explain it. You know. All right, so this is starting to look very rangy looking. See how much of a range that looks like? But let's see. What's that? Alt 2? Nope, that's not what I wanted to do. Alt 2. There we go. See how much of a range that actually is. I haven't used that button in a while. So I was looking at this. We pushed through this a little bit too far for this to be the overall uptrend. We tested there. Then we tested a brand new low. That pushed down really far. Then we came back and tested. Actually, I don't know. That one's a tough one. It could still be a trending day, which could cancel that out. So, yeah. So at this point, you're still having that trending day rule. Since you push further, you want to just ignore that level of support there. Now it looks like we might have a setup here. Whoa. Okay. Tested these highs for sure. Overall trend is now down. We tested it there, came back, tested it once, tested it again, try and test it again. So overall trend is down. So we want to go for a buy here. We want this to break lower first though. We want a signal bar, an actual signal bar. And I think this is going to be it right here. Let's see. Wow. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, I guess it doesn't matter if it's 1 tick above or not, right? Especially at this point. Right. Very well then. I think it's safe to place that there. Strong overall downtrend. Don't think there's FOMO quite yet. Alright, now I think there's FOMO. Oh, we got stopped out. I think that was a matter of our scalps being way too small. Because as you can see, it pushed down a lot more further down. I think that was a matter of our scalps just being a little bit too small for how big these moves are moving. So I guess when it's moving that quickly, we can expect us to be right, but just not at the scale that we want it to be. We're doing like ES trading on the Nasdaq, so it's a little bit difficult to be doing that. All right, we do have a kind of a double bottom here. So first entry, if we push on up here, higher here, this becomes overall uptrend actually. No, it's definitely we're gonna treat it as a trend. No, we're gonna treat it as a range. So I want to go for the sell here. If we get the opportunity, it doesn't look like it's gonna give it to us. But wow, that was just too many people. So that's a note to take. That was just unfortunate, to be honest. You're gonna get those trades sometimes, but I think we can still hit our goal. Hopefully, I'm not too delusional, and hopefully we actually know what we're doing. This is one of those things. You have swing high first entry, second entry, huge FOMO in this direction. Our scalps are just way too tiny for how fast that moved. There's absolutely nothing we could have done there except for stay out of it. But even then, you wouldn't have known that it would have came up that quick before pushing on down. So that may cause us to have an increase in scalp size. Maybe, maybe not. We'll see. Wow. Huge, massive drop. I think people are going to be buying this all the way down. So we're not going to treat this with FOMO anymore. There's a little bit of hesitation in there, so I think people are trying to buy this, even though it does have a ton of opportunity to push all the way back down to the lows. Yeah, I think with how fast it moved, actually, that would have been a buy. With how fast people were suspecting some sort of correction, because every time you had a huge spike, you corrected. So I think that was wrong on our end. Buying there would have been the best option. We would have been close to done for the day. But yeah, buying there would have been the best option. So even though it moved really fast all the way down, people weren't suspecting it to go all the way down to the lows that quick. People have some sort of common sense that, hey, there should be a correction here. So that doesn't have FOMO. Now, if we break down below like the lows down here, maybe not even then, but there wasn't too much FOMO in there because of how fast it moved and how unconvincing it was that the market was going to just push all the way back down to the lows. So to repeat myself, to regurgitate, it doesn't have FOMO because of how fast it moved and how everyone is aware that it's going to push down back to the lows. So, yeah. So there's no FOMO right now. We're just going to treat this as an overall downtrend. If we get this wrong, we are done for the day. Ton of support here now, though. I'm gonna go for the sell. Didn't get filled at the best spot, but we got it anyway. Oh man, that was not good. Was just hesitant. New swing high though, which is nice. Nothing on the minute chart. Just kind of cray. This market is moving though. Overall downtrend though. So we sold because of all the support here, 1, 2, 3 times, and it's not a trending day due to the fact that we're inside this massive range. So people are still trying to trade to another side, which creates the behavior of a range day, or how we trade range days at least. So here we go. We're gonna treat this as overall downtrend. So we should be buying actually. This might be absolutely silly. That's what we're doing. Nice. All right. So it was just an overall downtrend. We wanted to go for the buy. That's what we went for. All right. Nice. I do have a dentist appointment today at 1 o'clock. So this might be it, boys. I'm almost satisfied with this. Maybe we'll do one more trade just to try to get into the 20s. But 2 good trades right there. Nonetheless, overall downtrend still. I believe, even though we did push a little bit down. All right, we're in the 11 o'clock zone. Usually this gray area means to switch your account to the lower ticks, but to match up with the lows here. But that was very much in Q4 where we created that, early Q1 this year. So market wasn't as volatile. So that probably doesn't apply because we already have a swing low here. The last swing high on this guy was over there. So overall downtrend still, I think. Nothing to indicate the overall uptrend unless there's been strong push. So overall downtrend, we're going to go for the buy. On a non-obvious, we should have done a non-obvious. All right, that happened so fast. We are done for the day. We're up a little bit, but no, I'm not gonna give up. We're doing really well. Man, we should have done a non-obvious. This is tough. That would have worked on the non-obvious. Easy peasy. Swing low? No. Nothing. Nothing. Nah, that we could have bought right here. Probably would have got that scalp. No new swing low yet. Someone help me. Swing high. Overall downtrend. Touch that. Couldn't even test it a couple of times. So we're going to go for a buy if we get a second entry. There's your first entry. Might push all the way up though. A little worried there. Like, these are hard to trade because they move so fast. Alright, I'm going to stop talking. Push down yet? Not yet. There it is. All right, we're done. We're done. Some break even. Okay, let's go. Bye.